Welcome back to the Slasher Siblings Podcast. I'm your co-host Cicely.
I'm your host Hayden.
Today we're talking about Lights Out. Came out in 2016, rated PG-13. Question mark? Hour and 21 minutes. 6.3 out of 10 on IMDb. Rebecca must unlock the terror behind her little brother's experiences that once tested her sanity, bringing her face to face with a supernatural spirit attached to their mother.
So go ahead and read the question.
What type of animal terrorizes Jennifer Connelly in Dario Argento's Phenomena? Answer: chimpanzee with a straight razor.
That's an odd one to hear. To hear there's a horror movie about a chimpanzee with a straight razor.
Oh yeah,
That's kind of odd.
I'd watch it.
But yeah, let's get into the movie here. Lights Out. It was a pretty good movie.
I've been looking forward to watching this.
Yeah.
The only problem is I am also a little scared of the dark, and I don't think that really helped my cause. This movie didn't help me.
Probably not. At least it was. I mean, I guess it does sort of make sense, but I don't really understand why a ghost would be confined to just the darkness, though.
Because she was trapped in the darkness
I guess.
forever.
I guess, yeah.
They basically
it just
locked her in a room.
It just
in
seems
the
like
dark.
to me, when you think ghost, you think of like something possessing your household items and knocking them down or terrorizing you, like Conjuring.
Is this why she's so scary, Diana?
Because it's different.
It's different.
That's what I think.
And she's literally, well, the thing is, she was in the dark so long. That's like any like sea creature that's like under.
Yeah.
They can't come up and live in the light because they're adapted to the dark.
Yeah.
So basically, this bitch just adapted to the dark, and she's just evil because of it. I'd be fucking. Wouldn't you be mad?
Yeah.
I kind of get it. She's freaky though. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, for sure. The scene where like they turn on the light and she just fucking vanishes was weird. Anyway, let's get into it. There was like a sad opening. And the mom was sick and everything, talking about how what's his name? What's the son's name again?
Good question.
I forget. Martin. Martin calls the dad and says like, "Hey, when are you coming home? You know, mom's talking to herself again, whatever." And it was very clear that the way they were talking that she's sick.
Yeah.
And it opens immediately to a sad opening because it's just like, oh, this family already has something wrong with it immediately.
Yeah.
And it's just a common thing to basically torture the family of a horror movie. It's just the way horror movies go. We have the first Lights Out moment where that chick is turning the lights on and off.
Yeah. Why would you keep going?
I don't know. I'd turn the light on.
At first sight, I'm out of there.
I'd probably do it once, like twice. Like I'd probably turn the light off, see it, and like turn the light back on, and be like, just flip it down one more time, see it again, turn the lights on, and leave it on. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna keep going on and off, on and off, on and off. That was a little much, but she was probably just trying to figure out what the hell's going on. But we also got a pretty brutal death.
Yeah.
The dad.
Yeah. I felt bad for that guy.
That was not a very good
I just put together
death.
right now that was their dad.
As you're sitting here?
Yep. That was just some random guy in a warehouse. That was the father.
It was the father.
Okay.
Yeah, the father got a pretty brutal death.
Yeah, I did.
And what it was, she like grabbed him and took him up to the ceiling and like basically dropped him on his head.
Yeah.
Did you see his arms
Yeah.
twisted and broken? That's brutal.
Diana.
A good old Diana.
What are you doing, girl?
And the girl that we first see, it's not particularly obvious yet who she is, but it's very obvious that she has like a troubled past with like she has, you know, the cuts on her arms, and she's kicking the guy out of her house and saying how they aren't really together or whatever.
Yeah.
She's like avoiding a relationship and stuff.
Me and Jesse were sitting there watching that, and she said, "Yeah." They said something about 8 months, and we looked at each other. We're like, "Well, we've only been dating 8 months. We lived together."
And it's obvious that different, you know, relationships or whatever are taken at different paces, but she just like wanted nothing to do with a relationship. She just wanted to be together without the labels, I guess. Which, you know, to each their own.
Yeah.
He kind of deserved something, you know. She was kind of being a little hard on him, the Brett guy. But it was revealed who this woman was. It showed the picture of her with Martin, and then it like zoomed out with, wasn't it the 4 of them?
I think so.
The dad who died, Martin, the mom, and the sister.
Yeah.
I forget the sister's name too, and I don't know if I wrote it
Martin
down.
and
Becca.
Becca.
Yeah, I did write it down. And they said Diana, and I'm like, Diana? Question mark? Who the hell is this?
Who's that bitch?
Yeah, who's Diana? And
Dirty Diana.
Martin said that Diana was coming over to the house all the time, and she was like, "What?
Who?
What did you just say? How do you know that
Excuse
name?" She was very confused as to how he knew that name because of the fact that she went through all that with her childhood.
Yeah.
Went through the whole Diana thing, which I understand her being so protective
Of
over him.
Diana?
Of Martin, like her wanting to help him because she
yeah.
went through it already.
Yeah.
Becca went through
The Diana shit.
stuff. Yeah. And she was pushed away by the husband, Martin's dad. Like the pills or whatever made her go away. So when she came back, when Diana came back, she was pissed. So she was worse than she was with Becca because she was mad. So totally understand what's going on with you. I get it. And then there's obvious problems with the mom. Other than the fact that, you know, Becca had to deal with Diana, but she was obviously trying to get her mom help, but her mom didn't want help, I guess. Which, when we find out later in the movie she did want help, but she was just scared of Diana, which I get it, but like at some point you gotta find yourself help. And I guess Diana was just too scary to worry about getting help. And she was pretty freaky.
She looks like what I do in the mornings.
Kind of right now because you just woke up.
I don't look that bad.
No,
I've
your
looked
bum
worse.
Looks a little.
I woke straight up from a nap and came here. Yeah. Yeah. What next? I forgot what you're saying.
We were talking about Diana being creepy.
Oh yeah, she's real creepy. Real creepy. Her hair's crazy. She sits
see her,
weird.
really.
She sits weird. Did
Oh,
you
yeah.
notice that? She like curls up into a little ball And like this, what scene are we at this point? Are we at the?
She went to the mom's house before she took Martin home.
Did she
it was
have?
after the
did
school.
she have the flashback yet?
Not quite.
Okay.
And then, so she picks Martin up from school.
Mm-hmm.
Takes him to mom's house or whatever. He wants to leave. She takes him, but the creature, we don't know who Diana is right now. We just know her as a creature. The creature follows them, and in the middle of the night, Becca wakes up, and Diana's carving into the floor.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's weird.
That was disgusting. Could you imagine waking up and seeing that?
And
I'd kick it.
And she only saw it when the tattoo sign. Listen.
Okay. Could you sleep with that fucking tattoo sign flashing red and black into your fucking apartment?
Well, I don't think it's going to wake me up, but I'm probably going to have trouble going to sleep with like the constant red
I would have
flashing
to wear
and
eye mask. I'd have to wear an eye mask and headphones.
It would probably just annoy the fuck out of me how the red light would come on and then you can hear the fluorescence.
Yes, that's the headphones part. Like, I would have to cover my ear holes and
like
my
it
eyeballs.
would just be so annoying.
She lived above a tattoo shop, so the red flashing sign was right by her window. First of all, she didn't care. She just, no curtains.
Yeah, she apparently didn't care, but here's
I'm like,
the thing.
shut that shit off. I get it's for the movie, but oh my god, that's not realistic.
But they didn't shut their tattoo sign off when they left for the day?
They must be an all-nighter.
No. They definitely
all-night
left
tattoo shop. Yeah, they left
like
it on.
6 or 7 or something. But they don't shut it off? Who the hell doesn't shut their fluorescent sign off?
I would lose my fucking mind.
Yeah, I'd break it. Well,
First of all, I'd have curtains and sleep with like a sound machine on.
We have a blackout curtains in our bedroom. So
that's exactly, if I was her, I'd have blackout curtains.
But yeah, that was kind of weird. But whatever.
Anyway.
To each their own, I guess. You can fall asleep like that. I would just be annoyed by the buzzing.
I couldn't do it.
Yeah, so the creature followed them. I don't know how we got onto the fluorescent bulbs.
That really bothered me, that scene.
Yeah, apparently. So they wake up in the morning after, the whole scuffle with Diana the previous night and her finding Martin in the bathtub, which I thought was kind of funny in a way. I mean, it sucks that he had to resort to sleeping in a bathtub, but it was kind of funny that she found him in the bathtub. But the caseworker came by in the morning while he was getting ready for school and took him. Like, I get it. She's not, the guardian or whatever, but like that's his sister. Yeah, so she can stay at the house.
Yeah.
Overnight or something.
Like a sleepover.
He just wanted some sleep.
Yeah. That's it.
I thought that was kind of unnecessary.
I don't like that Diana can leave the house.
Yeah, I always thought that well, that's what makes it even creepier is the fact that she can go anywhere. And it's usually they're attached to like an item or a person.
Yeah.
And if the person leaves, which would be
the mom, but no, she would go to she went to dad's work. She went to the sister's house.
Yeah. It's crazy. It makes her even more terrifying. But then she saw this is when she saw that Diana was carved into the floor. She picked up the rug and carved it and saw the carving in the floor from the previous night, so she knew it was real. Like it didn't just happen in a dream or whatever. Which is probably worse, if I'm being honest. Like even if you saw it the night before and maybe possibly thought you were crazy or something, and you wake up and see that there's legit proof of that happening last night, makes it 10 times worse for me. And then she basically breaks into the mom's house, even though that's where she used to live and it's her mom or whatever. But she gets into the mom's house and tells Brett to watch for the mom. And the mom's away, but guess what? Diana's still in the house. This is where she's listening to the tapes about the mom being in the insane asylum or whatever for the depression, and her meeting Diana there and everything. And Diana attacks Becca now while the mom's away. The mom's far away. And it's just crazy, like how she can just go anywhere she wants basically and attack anybody. And it's just crazy to think that she's not just like going around attacking the world, you know?
She could.
She could attack anybody she wants, but she's like attacking the people that are threatening her staying or whatever.
Oh, valid.
The next scene was that Diana attacks the mom and Martin now. So she turns off all the lights while they were watching a movie, which was stupid.
That was so dumb. I would react exactly how the little boy did.
Yeah, seriously.
Scream.
And then Diana, who the mom says supposedly wouldn't hurt them if they just left the lights off, attacks both of them. So that's obviously not true, you know? And it's just, I get, you know, she's kind of crazy or whatever, but like, you have to understand like what's going on. You know, there's no way that you thought that it was safe. You know, even if she was going crazy.
Or why you thought that was a good idea.
No, it wasn't at all. But then we get some of Diana's backstory. They're reading all the case files and stuff. And I think, wasn't Becca telling Martin the backstory? I think she was telling Martin what's going on, right? Saying, oh, they became friends, or was it Brett? One of the two. I don't remember.
I can't remember either.
But yeah, it was Brett because Martin ran all the way to Becca's house, right? So we got the backstory about everything. We saw the scene where she like disappears under that light, which was weird as hell. Really weird. What the hell kind of light was that?
It's really weird.
Yeah. And I guess she had like a skin condition, but it's just weird.
A freaky skin condition.
Freaky, yeah. And then she's trying to talk to the mom, say like, who is Diana, and she just doesn't want to have any of it. Like when she's around Martin, she's like including Diana and everything, like, oh, the three of us, all of us type thing, the three of us, me, you, and Diana, stuff like that. But then
watching movies in the living room.
Yeah. And then as soon as, you know, Becca wants to know about Diana, it's like, Diana who?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to talk about it. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, what is wrong with you? Obviously a lot of things, because that's the whole point. She's gone through a lot, but like, you just wanted her included in everything, and now you just are pretending like she doesn't exist. It makes a whole bunch of sense. And then there was a moment they were staying every night, and Brett said that he would stay with them. He wasn't going to leave. And it was at that moment I was like, okay, Brett's a really good guy. And I feel even worse now for her trying to get rid of him. But I did like the moment where she was like, you can have the bottom drawer of my dresser. It's like, oh,
the whole thing?
You're finally
giving in.
Yeah. Which, I mean, it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
But like, it was just funny.
They were cute together.
Yeah. And then she goes up to say goodnight to her mom, and her mom comes to the door and hands her the I need help
That was freaky.
That was weird.
I think
So-
Diana was in the room, like,
She was.
grabbing her. Or
She was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she handed her the I need help thing, but like, it kind of showed that the mom is aware
Mm-hmm.
that something bad is going on,
Mm-hmm.
but she's just scared.
Well, yeah, I would be too.
Yeah, I get it.
I would
And
be
she
too.
tries to take the pills and everything and gets knocked out. Not yet, but here in a minute. But she goes into the bathroom and sees that the pills are dumped out, and it just keeps getting creepier and creepier because there's just a bunch of things happening that, you know, a normal, like The Conjuring, some of the rules are different. Like this ghost can't do some of the things that Diana can,
Yeah.
which what makes it so different, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Just, I mean, it's the writing, but like, what makes that ghost different from the Conjuring ghost or something? But the power goes out, and they're trapped in the basement. And it was a moment too late that they realized that she was trying to trap them in the basement
Yeah.
the whole time. It's like, oh, now
It's a
you're
trap.
screwed.
And then she slams the door. I was like, oh!
That was creepy.
That was real
Seeing her
creepy.
at the top of the steps like that, slam the door.
I'd shit my pants.
That was
yeah.
creepy. That was really, really creepy. But it was also after being attacked by Diana is when Brett ran away. Which I didn't really think that he was running away
Uh-huh.
so much as like he didn't seem like the type to run away.
And then
Out of fear.
not get help.
Yeah, or come back or something.
Yeah. I kind of
So
assumed
I was
he
actually really relieved when he came back
Yeah.
with the police.
I was
like,
gonna.
okay,
I assumed he was gonna get help.
Yeah. And then they are still trapped in the basement, right? And they find that weird, creepy room with like all the mannequins and stuff,
Mhm,
and
mhm.
like that dead body.
Mm-hmm.
Or not
think that
even
was
like the
her.
dead body.
Was that
it was
her?
like her body or something. I don't know what the hell
I think it was
that
her
was.
body.
It was, but I just don't know what it was. Like,
That was her room, I guess.
I guess I don't know.
I don't know either.
And it was weird. It made it even more
Yeah,
terrifying.
it was gross. I don't like mannequins in the first place. So.
True. But then the cops show up. This is when he shows up with the cops.
Yeah.
And she kills him.
Yep.
Pretty easily.
Pulls their eyeballs out.
Yeah, that first guy just
That was nasty.
ripped his eyeball straight out of his head.
That was disgusting.
That was really disgusting. You don't see the second cop die, but you kind of get the idea that
Yeah.
she's dead somewhere.
Yeah.
It was probably a cut scene or something. Deleted scene that you saw
Probably.
the other cop die or something, but so we find out that Diana killed the dad. Well, we already knew, but they found out.
Yeah, we already knew. Mm-hmm.
Well, you didn't know because you just now figured out that it was the dad.
So stupid.
But we found out that Diana killed both dads. Becca's dad and Martin's dad.
Oh shit.
So it was like a big, kind of like a plot twist, finding out that Diana was the reason why their lives have been shitty and depressing the last the last year.
Could you imagine
to
finding
couple
out
years.
a ghost killed like half
both
your
of your
family?
both of your children's fathers?
Yeah.
That's unreal. But then the mom makes the ultimate sacrifice and kills herself to get rid of Diana.
That was insane.
Yeah, very insane. Like, I understand, there was only really so many options you had. Give up your kids, and let them run away and live with Diana by yourself in the dark, or
Just
save
kill
your
yourself.
kids
Just
by
kill
killing
yourself.
yourself, I guess.
That's what I would do. I'd probably kill myself.
But like, she probably saw it as a release too. Like,
Yeah. She probably needed that.
finally I'm out of this nightmare of being taunted and tortured by this ghost. And just bang.
Bang!
But here's a question after this, is like, how do you explain that? You know what I mean?
Meaning who?
Like, how does Becca, Brett, and Martin explain to the police what happened?
That's a good fucking question.
Because you have, you know, your mom's dead, you guys got the hell beat out of you, and there's 2 cops that are dead inside. How do you explain that? I don't know what you would do to explain to them, like, oh, it was a ghost? They're not going to believe you. They're going to think you're crazy. So you can't say ghost. Do you say, oh, it was a killer named Diana and she got away and then they were just forever searching for...
I guess.
I don't know. Like, I don't know how you do that. Because the cops are obviously not going to believe you if you say a ghost killed your mother. Or your mom killed herself, but a ghost beat the shit out of all 3 of you and killed the 2 cops and your dads and stuff. They're gonna think you're crazy.
I would just say Diana was a person.
Diana was a person. She ran as soon as, you know, she killed the 2 cops, and then my mom killed herself and she ran away. Maybe you can still catch her, I suppose.
Good luck.
That's the only logical choice you really have at
Good
that
luck.
point. Yeah. I give this a movie a 7. I enjoyed the movie.
I give it an 8 because of it actually did scare me.
There were a few, you know, silly scenes in it. The whole caseworker ordeal I didn't care for. And
I didn't really care about that either.
it was just certain things in there were pretty silly, but like the overall story wise was really good. I thought, like, the whole concept is like
so too.
Awesome. Like the whole lights out thing, and the whole the fact that Diana can just go anywhere to kill people and stuff. Like she's not attached to one place. She could like go to Florida
if she wanted
to. She could just go anywhere. That makes it really, really creepy. Well, do you have anything you want to say about the movie?
It did a good job scaring me. I actually watched it all the way till last night until I had like 10 minutes left. I just shut it off. Jesse fell asleep.
So you couldn't watch it anymore?
I said, I'm done.
Which part was it that made you say you were done? You couldn't watch it by yourself?
It got to the part when she just handed the note out to her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they were walking around the house. I was like, all right, I'm gonna tap out.
We didn't really talk about that scene all that much, but like you saw her hand her the note and it said, I need help, and then you heard Diana say something, and then you saw her pull on her dress to pull her back into the bedroom.
I was like, oh, that's disgusting.
That's so weird.
I'm done.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm done. But I got some fear facts here.
Okay.
For the first one, Teresa, which would have been the daughter, the sister, Becca. Her actress's name is Teresa. Didn't see Diana before the movie. Before the first scene where she saw Diana, she didn't see what she looked like.
Wow.
So the fear that she has on her face was like legit genuine, because she didn't know what she looked like and she didn't know what she was seeing. That's pretty
fucked up.
Yeah, that's pretty creepy. Made back the budget on opening night.
I heard it was pretty popular, yeah.
I don't know. I should have looked up the budget, what it was, but yeah, it made it up in just opening night
there we go.
sales, which is
nice.
Good. And apparently they immediately greenlit a sequel as soon as they saw the budget was made back on opening night. As soon as they saw that, they were like, yeah, you can have a sequel.
Yeah.
Go ahead. The mannequins in the basement, they were already there by the owner of the house.
Ew!
They didn't add any mannequins to the
basement. Why did you tell me that?
Whoever owned that house.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know why you would need mannequins, but...
And if you are listening to this, you have a mannequin in your house?
Get rid of
I'm
it.
judging you.
So you know that
Were they already in that spot in the basement?
must have been,
Ew,
or at
that's
least in the
disgusting.
basement, period. So you know that the original thing for this was a 3-minute short video for the movie.
No, I didn't know that.
So the scene with the chick in the beginning turning off,
Was that it?
that wasn't it.
But it was something like that, right?
It was similar to that.
I do remember that. It was.
There was like a
yes.
short video on the internet.
Yes, now that you bring it up, I do remember that.
That was the inspiration for this. That was what they made the movie based on. Because they saw the popularity that short video got. And they were like, oh, let's make a movie about that. So they made a movie. But, yes, it was, for my final one, it was originally a 3-minute short. So the one that I was going to read before that, I should have flipped them on the page. But the woman from the original short was the same woman in the beginning.
Oh, wow.
That was turning on and off the light so many times.
Yeah.
That was the exact same woman as the short.
That's pretty cool.
Isn't it?
Yeah, that's really cool.
So I'm almost positive that it was the same director, or whatever you want to call it. The person who created that video, the Lights Out video,
Yeah, did the
was
movie?
the same person that did the movie. Which they did a really good job, I think. And it was really cool that they brought that lady from the original short. If you want to check out the video yourself, if you haven't seen it, which I don't know how you wouldn't have seen it because it was very popular for a while there, just type in Lights Out short video and you'll see it. It's like, I think it was in the hallway, wasn't it? The original? Diana was like at the end of the hallway and she kept turning on and off the light. Yeah, check that out. And before or after you watch the movie, it doesn't matter, but that was the inspiration for.
That's really cool. I didn't know that.
So go ahead and read next week's question.
In the 1979 film Tourist Trap, a group of friends are trapped in what establishment?
If you know it, put it on the Facebooks.
Let us know.
I haven't posted on the Facebook in a while. I didn't get a chance to do last month's movies.
You dirty dog.
We were so busy with the holiday and everything.
Yeah.
Trying to work
That's
and
how
stuff.
it happens.
But and trying to get two done in a week.
Yeah.
Before
that was hard.
Before we went to the lake. But yeah, I'll put a new, just to kind of catch up. I don't know, I'll post something saying like, yeah, sorry we haven't posted much lately or whatever. I don't know, we'll figure it out. But our next movie is Willy's Wonderland, which I wanted to do it last month because of Five Nights at Freddy's coming out before that, but we could make it wait a month. But that'll be next week. It's Nicolas Cage in it.
Oh, nice! I didn't know that.
Yeah, so
Cool.
check that out if you want before the episode comes out or after, whatever you want to do. And we appreciate the people that are still listening, and the people that are going to be listening if they're listening. Thank you. We just appreciate that there's still people interacting with.
Thank you.
Makes it fun.
Makes it funner.
All right, so we will catch you next week with Willy's Wonderland.
Oh, Lights Out is on Netflix.
Yes, that too.
Catch you later!